So, one of the big things about this show is we tend to be devoted to small business and how to make money, save money with technology. But at the heart, really every business out there is sales focused. Sales is what keeps the machines running. And you get into sales, of course, you have to have some marketing. In order to do marketing effectively, there's a lot of different techniques. And I thought today I would address some tips on direct mail marketing. Technology in and of itself can help you have some really successful campaigns. But here's some 6 tips that I found on the internet by Steve Strauss. I wanted to share them with you. I think they're good. I think they make a lot of sense. Tip number 1, think it through. Think your direct mail campaign through. In other words, a direct mail campaign can have multiple goals. Excuse me. One of them is to generate leads. Okay? So it is a way to get new prospects possibly in the door or on the phone. And hopefully some of those leads are going to close business and they're going to become new customers. You can use a direct mail campaign to update current customers. And finally, you can use direct mail to build your company brand. I guess there is another point. And if you have old merchandise you want to get rid of, you might be able to advertise or sell something like that. So tip number one is think through your direct mail campaign very carefully. Number 2, design a killer ad. We all get too much junk mail these days, and so you have very little attention span from the person getting that piece of direct mail. But that being said, the average response to a well-designed direct mail piece is about 3%. Now, that may not sound like very much, but that's 3 new customers out of 100, but it could be substantially a lot of money. So, if you have 1,000 pieces come out, that might be 30 new sales, and that could be a lot of revenue. In order to do that, to get people to open the envelope, here's some tips. Be visually appealing. People are kind of, they want to read your price, they want to act on it, use bullet points, whatever you need to do. Be written in an easy to read way. Understand, try to avoid using jargon, that sort of thing. Be clear and concise. So avoid, the $1 million words, but be clear and concise so that people can understand your message. Have a great opening, include the obvious benefits right away early in the direct mail piece. Tip number 3, get a great list, okay? Can't stress that enough. There's a lot of list brokers out there that can help you kind of narrow down the focus of your direct mailer, okay? So you want to spend your money getting your message to the right people. So know your demographics, know who buys your product, know who's interested in your service, and spend that money on marketing directly to them. Not the shotgun approach. It just really doesn't pay off. Step number 4, get the reader to open your letter. And look, there's some things that work better than the others. Odd-shaped pieces of mail works better than one that looks like it was spit out by a computer. Handwritten, even though that's really hard to do, people will open a hand-addressed envelope much quicker than they will one with print. What's called chunky pieces. That's mailings with protruding inserts. Those tend to get opened a lot more quickly. Odd shapes of the envelopes will tend to draw attention more quickly. And even postcards are read much more frequently than opening a standard business type letter. Tip number 5, use some tricks. You got to grab people's attention very, very quickly. If they open the letter, you better reach out and literally grab them with the first few words of the piece. Offer benefits and more benefits. What can you do for them? What can your product do for them? What can your service do for them? I don't want to read all about how wonderful your company is. I want to know what you can do for me. What's in it for me? That's the point you got to get across in a direct mail piece. Make a call to action. You need to get that reader to interact with you. So do that by making a call or going to a website, whatever they need to do to, and you're halfway home at that point. Use a PS at the bottom letter. People tend to will gravitate to the PS and read those, so make sure you do that. And tip number 6, it's not a one-shot deal. Just because you've sent out one letter doesn't mean that that's where you stop at on a direct mail campaign. It's really a process. I've been in sales many, many years, and I can tell you that you have to touch people multiple times. Not just once or twice, but we're talking 5, 6, 7 times before they make a purchase. And I think these are all very, very good tips. There's ways to manage the cost, to do pre-sorting and that sort of thing. And so you want to take advantage of that. You want to take advantage of postal validation. A good list broker should make sure that the list is scrubbed. So make sure you're dealing with a clean direct mail list. But you follow these tips and you offer something of value that people need and want, and you really pitch the benefits, I think you're going to close some more business. I think these are good tips to keep in mind. A direct mail campaign requires a lot of thought, a lot of planning, but the rewards are really good. And by the way, if you follow up a direct mail piece with a phone call, you can almost double the results. So instead of going from 3% response rate, you might be able to turn that into a 6% response rate.